So I'm going to tell you today why you should not quit your job and travel the world. This probably sounds so triggering and extra confusing because I know that you're seeing all of these travel Instagrammers and travel influencers staying at luxurious hotels all around the world, traveling all the time, staying in beautiful locations, and it literally makes you want to quit your job and do it too. I'm here to tell you not to do that. That's not what I did. If you really want to live a life of travel, you need to set yourself up for success. Hopefully by the end of this, you'll have an idea how to sustainably live a life of travel and have a career and have an income. What should you do instead of quitting your job and traveling the world? You should work remotely. I know this is like super triggering for a lot of people because you think like, oh, isn't everyone doing this? A lot of travel influencers don't necessarily make a lot of money. If you're doing travel blogging, you might not make money right away. You probably won't make money right away. There's going to be a cap on how long you can travel off of your savings. If you are just doing trade for trade, a lot of travel influencers just create content in order to stay at a hotel, and this is great and it works over time and you can literally continuously stay at one place to another, but it's not free because you're trading time and your skills instead of money. And at the end of the day, you still have stuff you need to pay for. You still need to pay for your phone bill. You need to pay for if your equipment breaks. You can't pay your bills with free hotel stays. You can't pay your bills with gifted products. You can travel cheaply and you can travel affordably, but wouldn't it be nice if you could travel the world and have an income at the same time? Like, that's the dream, right? That's the dream. What couldn't that you can just like hop on a flight to Bali and not worry about how you're going to pay your bills. Your friend says, oh, let's go to Thailand, and you can say yes and not have to worry about asking your boss for time off. This is the dream, right? I won't tell you to quit your job and travel the world because that's not what I did. If you haven't already watched it, I have my full story on how I became a digital nomad video over here that I linked that tells you how I got started with this. You don't need to quit your job in order to have a life of travel. You don't need to. If you're in a type of job that just isn't remote, that cannot be done from a laptop, you can build a career online. You can build a career working remotely. You can change industries and it can be completely remote so that you can, because there's certainly positions where you can't make it online. Technically, there are ways that you can turn it into something online, but if you're like a firefighter or I don't know, a clerk, like something, if you're a bartender. But there are ways you can take these industries and turn it into something online. It just won't be that exact way that you're doing this right now. But if you're at a job where you're on a computer and you're at a desk all day, you can probably take this remotely. This includes even if you're an attorney, even like more traditional roles. Like there are so many online opportunities now for this. You will just find it so much more sustainable to work remotely and travel. When you're traveling, if you're just going off of saving, you're gonna run out. And the thing is, if you haven't even given yourself months to travel before, you're gonna become addicted to it. And it's gonna be amazing and you're not going to wanna stop. You're not going to want to go back to work. So how great would it be as if you didn't have to go back? That would be amazing, right? It'd be great if you can just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go for a month. Like that sounds amazing, right? Because you work remotely, because you don't have to go back. There's this perception that you have to be in an office in order to build this successful career, and that's just not true anymore. It's just not. Some of the most successful people I know do not work in offices. They're not in a locked-in position in one location. Everything is online now. Technology is online. If you just simply want to travel, you can literally make probably more money than you're making now by working remotely, which is mind-blowing. I've actually made more money since I started working remotely than when I was in an office. And I've progressed through my career. And that's the crazy thing. It doesn't stop just because you're working from Tulum. Other thing about working remotely is also applies if you want to get into travel blogging or being an influencer. Working remotely gives you complete control of where you want to go and what you want to do, especially if you are full-time employed as a remote employee, which is how I got started. Especially if you're building a brand online, you don't need to make sacrifices by taking on a job offer that doesn't align with your brand just because you need the money. You are able to build a brand online that actually aligns with who you are. And especially if you're interested in being a travel blogger, a travel influencer, it's not really authentic of you if you're just going to where people are offering you free stays. Someone really influential in travel is influencing based on where they actually want to travel to, where they actually want to go. By being able to have another income that doesn't rely on free hotel stays, you're able to truly pick where do you want to go, like what do you want to see and what do you want to do, because you work remotely, because you have another stream of income, because you have a source of income that isn't reliant on collaborations. If you're in the influencer space now, if you're not in that space at all, and you literally just want to have freedom and flexibility at all, working remotely gives you so much stability, especially if you can be a full-time employee remote. You'll have so much stability. Because the reality is when you're traveling isn't easy. It's certainly more difficult, and you run into more roadblocks than you're just living in one place. You're just going to encounter hiccups. And that's the beauty of traveling, is that problem solving that you create and that ability and just being able to be flexible. But having a remote job gives you a sense of stability. And this was my biggest concern when I started working remotely. I was really scared. I like routines. I like stability. I like to know what I'm going to do. I'm not one of those people who can't work in an office. I like the stability of having a team and working with people and building a career. But I also like travel. Finding this way where you can work remotely, build a career, and travel the world is literally just the sweet spot. Working remotely gives you such stability that whether it's structured or whoever you're working with or working for, the ability to work however you want. For me, I have developed where no matter where I am in the world, the fact that I needed to log on 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it gave me this routine and stability that no matter if I didn't know where I was flying to the next week, no matter if I didn't know where I'd be a month from now, I had a sense of stability and a sense of security for myself. And that made me feel settled. It just grounded me more in this sense of where I didn't have anything else grounding me at all. Having that routine and that focus and this one goal, no matter where I was in the world, just gave me so much security. I mean, the other perk is you still have an income. The worst thing is if you're on a vacation and you're running out of money, like, hey, I'm gonna get paid next week. That's the best feeling. If you have any questions, if any of this is resonating with you, please comment below. But if you like this video, if you found this helpful at all, if you wanna know more, please like this video. If you're not already subscribed to my channel. There's more remote work stuff coming. And if you're looking for really easy remote work tips, I have a ton on my TikTok. So go follow me there, and I hang out on Instagram all day. This is every day. You always find me on Instagram. So if you're not already following me on Instagram, go follow me there, and that's where you're going to see a lot of my everyday travels and fun content and stuff as far as travel. Yeah, I hope you found this helpful, and until next time.